girl painting strange paintings, a teenager with a gun, an online cult leader with face tattoos, sex, death, snacks, trash, fine art, nostalgia, snacks, nature, rainforest, normal forest, greenhouses, rooms filled with stuff, a man obsessed with tea, a deer with an explosive bell, video games, the internet, the universe. These are some of the ingredients and recurring themes in my books and drawings. I am a visual artist/author from Berlin, Germany, a little-known country in Central Europe, specializing in the creation of graphic novels. I recently returned from living in Japan for half a year, where I filled notebooks with drawings and acquired a lot of interesting items. But most importantly, I hung out with a girl and her hedgehog in Tokyo, who told me to start making YouTube videos. I said, okay, and then didn't do that, but now I am. Many people on this planet don't know what graphic novels are, which is perfectly fine with me. I'm not sure either. So just to catch us up, here's the definition Wikipedia gives us.
A graphic novel is a long-form fictional work of sequential art. It is, at least in the United States, typically distinct from the term comic book.
Yeah, that's right. I don't make comic books. I write books for adults. By the way, in German, graphic novel is grafischer Hackenschmacken. People always ask me, how do you make a graphic novel? And by people, I mean nobody. Because most people in my country don't know what graphic novels are either. And because the process of creating one is highly isolated, requiring thousands of hours of solitude to write and draw them, with little space for people to ask you anything, at least in my case. Up until now, I have created 3 books living like this, 2 of them consuming over 2 years of my life each. My first book is a small-town coming-of-age story set against the backdrop of the impending apocalypse. That's the one with the My second book is mostly set on the internet and revolves around an incel's growing obsession with a cam girl. It's gonna scratch your early 2010s image board itch, and feels apocalyptic in its own way. My third book is about a social media influencer's rise to becoming an environmentalist cult leader. That's the one with the face tattoo, whose objective is to avoid the man-made ecological apocalypse by all means necessary. I think you can already see the recurring theme, love. I'm now working on my 4th, and this one is no exception to this trend. The story of this one revolves around a highly fictionalized version of domestic American terrorist Ted Kaczynski, if he looked a bit like Pedro Pascal, and if he had a daughter who creates conspiracy theories and was really into field recording. You heard it here first. If Pedro Pascal ends up playing Ted Kaczynski in an HBO series, someone owes me money. It also prominently features Chuck E. Cheese, satellites, people digging holes, skateboarding, and a creepy baby. Now, given the subject matter, the research for this project occasionally has me type all kinds of incriminating keywords into search engines. Wouldn't it be funny if my IP got flagged and the police entered my flat fully armed with a search warrant one peaceful morning? Well, that's a video for another time. So the book is going to be about 200 pages long, my longest so far. I'm currently storyboarding it and doing some rewrites, and it's going okay. But I've been working on this thing on and off for about 2 years now. And for the second half of this time span, the book has been weighing on my chest like a sleep paralysis demon every morning, for many reasons. All of my drawings are highly detailed, famously containing codes and secret messages. The internet calls this
untreated OCD.
For my first book, I turned 210 pencils into tiny appendages that are now displayed on my living room wall like insects on pins. Back when my friend and I built this showcase, I was in charge of drilling tiny holes into each pencil, which I did with 208 pencils before drilling a tiny hole into my thumb. So my unsustainable, detailed visual style turns each book into a massive undertaking with unhealthy working hours. I mean, look at this. Is this necessary? Anticipating this process for the 4th time is one demon reason. There's others. It's super unsustainable to make graphic novels in this country. Advances are low, blah 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 blah. It's hard to muster up the courage to stick with it, and that's why I've decided to start making videos, to keep myself motivated. I want to do something other than just pour all of my energy into one book. I want to make the process visible, instead of disappearing into a cave where no one can hear me. Emerging with a book 2 years later, old and tired, moldy, overgrown with fungi, overgrown with I'll also be making videos about my work process. How a miniature book page turns into a storyboard. How a storyboard turns into a finished page. How 180 of those turn into a book. How 3 of those turn into a stack of books. I'll let you watch me draw. I'll show you how to make coffee. I will tell you about my dolls. More stuff is on the way. I'm currently working on a video that is so entertaining you're going to
have a fucking seizure.